The 5.7 by 28mm cartridge is slowly becoming all the rage in the gun world, and 2025 is shaping up to be its biggest year yet. SHOT Show 2025 has delivered some of the most exciting 5.7 firearms we've seen in a long time. In this video, we'll talk about all the newest 5.7 by 28mm guns from SHOT Show 2025. We'll get to the nitty-gritty, see what makes each one special, and why they're worth keeping on your radar. Let's jump right in. There are plenty of modern pistols that feed from standard box magazines, which is why the KelTec PR57 announced at SHOT Show 2025 caught many people off guard. Slide those stripper clips in, 20 rounds of 5.7 by 28mm drop into place, and it's ready to roll. It feels almost old school, but it's refreshing if you want something different from the rest of the pack. You get 2 loader clips in the box, and you can still top off the magazine 1 round at a time if that's more your speed. The lighter construction and minimalist controls keep things affordable, yet there's enough functionality to make this pistol worth a look. A loaded PR57 can ride comfortably thanks to its slim profile and its light weight of under 14 ounces, which helps if you ever think about carrying it. It's only got a slide-stop lever in terms of external controls, so there's not a lot to fiddle with. The trigger weighs around 4.5 pounds and feels consistent every time you pull it. KelTec's approach may not give as many bells and whistles as other pistols, but it definitely keeps the learning curve low. As far as reliability, KelTec keeps the design simple, which means fewer moving parts to gum up under stress. The PR57 also uses a rotary barrel mechanism, which helps handle the high-velocity nature of 5.7. The 4.64-inch barrel has a 1 in 7 twist, giving you the right spin for accurate shots. The fixed 3-dot sights are fine for a quick sight picture, and there's also a plate for an optic if you want a red dot. If you're after a cost-effective entry into the 5.7 world, or you just like guns that break from tradition, you might want to give the PR57 some real thought. At around $400, it's easy to see why it's catching attention among folks who've been on the fence about trying 5.7. Budget: 5.7 by 28mm pistoleros rave about the PSA Rock 5.7 all the time with its 23-round capacity. PSA didn't rest on their laurels and instead decided to follow that up with a shorter, lighter version called the Rock Compact, and they did it without losing the 5.7 by 28mm perks. With a 4.3-inch barrel and a half-inch less grip length, it sits more comfortably under a shirt or jacket. If you've been looking for a carry-friendly 5.7 pistol but were worried about full-size dimensions, this might be what you're after. It weighs around 21.9 ounces unloaded, so it's easy to tote for an entire day, and you still get 21+1 capacity. The polymer frame and stainless steel slide with QPQ finish feel solid. You get enough grip texture to manage recoil, yet it won't chew up your hands after a long-range session. PSA kept the delayed blowback system from the bigger Rock, so you can expect minimal recoil for fast, accurate follow-up shots. The fluted carbon steel barrel helps keep heat under control, which matters if you enjoy pushing those 5.7 rounds through it in rapid succession. It's also got an optics-ready slide for a shield footprint, plus adapter plates for RMR or Doctor-style red dots. If you prefer irons, the Rock Compact has steel sights that are Glock-compatible, so upgrading is no problem if you want different sights later on. At $500 plus $19.99 per spare magazine, this is one of the more wallet-friendly ways to explore pistols chambered in 5.7 by 28. Yep, the Subby 2000 is another KelTec, but it's not a handgun. Rather, it's a carbine known for its clever folding design, which means it'll be great as a bug-out gun for survival. KelTec decided to give this carbine a big refresh in the Gen 3 series, and they chambered it in 5.7 by 28mm for those who want something lightweight but with high-speed performance. This version folds down to around 16.5 inches, so it stashes easily in a backpack or range bag. Extended, it hits a bit over 30 inches, and at just over 4 pounds, it hardly weighs anything at all. That means you can haul it around in your trunk or backpack without feeling like you're dragging a boat anchor. KelTec addressed one major complaint from past SUB 2000 owners: mounting an optic without losing the folding feature. Now you can put on your favorite red dot or light and keep the firearm foldable. If you're someone who likes M-lock slots, you'll find plenty of room around the handguard to attach your accessories. Another tweak is the improved trigger, which hovers near 5 pounds. That might not be match grade, but it's nicer than what older sub 2000 models had, and it's a smoother pull overall. Shooting this 5.7 chambering feels comfortable with almost no recoil. The design is fairly user-friendly, and Kel-Tec typically keeps things simple, so you probably won't spend too much time fumbling with controls. It's compatible with FN Five-SeveN magazines, which is a plus if you already own something in 5.7. That threaded barrel also opens the door to running a suppressor, so if you want quiet shooting in a compact package, that's yet another reason to give this Gen 3 sub 2000 a close look. MSRP sits at $511, but street prices are only in the $400 range. For a long time, the FN Five-SeveN was the only pistol available in 5.7 by 28mm. FN now offers the Five-SeveN MRD MK3, and it's loaded with enhancements. If you get excited by red dots, you'll be pleased that this version includes a low-profile optic cut and a bundle of adapter plates. You can fit a bunch of popular sights on there, and the included suppressor height irons co-witness nicely with many red dot setups. The textured grip feels much better than the old versions, and FN enlarged the magazine release, so you can drop mags more smoothly. The 20-round magazine capacity stays the same, which is still a big reason people love the 5.7 series. Recoil is minimal thanks to delayed blowback, so you can fire off shots quickly and remain on target. That extra-long 4.8-inch barrel is hammer-forged and crowned to boost accuracy, and you'll notice it if you like to reach out beyond typical handgun distances. The big drawback is the price, which hovers around the mid-$1,400 range. I mean, you know how it is with FN, right? Those folks never sell budget-class guns. Still, the FN Five-SeveN MRD MK3 has a historical edge. FN has been making it for decades, and the MRD version refines a solid design. If you want the original brand that brought 5.7 to the civilian market, but with modern optic support and better ergonomics, the MRD MK3 is worth considering. Some folks balk at the cost, but it's one of those guns that sets a certain standard. You won't regret the purchase if you can afford it and want something truly connected to the origin story of this cartridge. If you're after an AR-style platform in 5.7, the CMMG Banshee MK57 is a name you'll run into sooner or later. You get an 8-inch barrel that still harnesses that high-velocity round pretty effectively. CMMG stayed close to typical AR controls, so if you're used to standard rifles and carbines, you'll be at home the moment you pick it up. You get features like a last-round bolt hold open, an ambi safety with a shorter 60-degree throw, and an oversized mag release. The fact that it uses FN Five-SeveN mags means you can keep consistent magazine type if you already own an FN pistol. The delayed blowback system keeps recoil light, giving you a smooth shooting experience. You can stay on target and rack off rounds with minimal muzzle movement, which is part of the charm of 5.7. The trigger is basically mil-spec, so it's serviceable, though not exactly a dream for precision. The handguard is set up with M-lock, so you can attach your lights, lasers, or angled foregrips. You'll find the Banshee weighs around 5 pounds. It's obviously bigger than a handgun, but it's still lighter than many standard AR builds. Some folks question whether it's too large to truly fit the compact 5.7 niche. If you're comparing it to, say, the FN PS90 with its 50-round mag on top, that's a different beast altogether. The Banshee shines if you're looking for something that runs in a familiar AR format. It's a fantastic for home defense and varmint hunting, letting you enjoy the fun of 5.7 with the ergonomics of an AR. Whether it's worth its relatively high MSRP of $1,599.95 is up to you, but it's hard to ignore the consistency and build quality CMMG typically delivers. You might be used to Smith & Wesson's M&P line being mostly 9mm, 40 and 45. Well, just fairly recently, they've joined the 5.7 club with the M&P 5.7. They decided to include what they call the tempo barrel system, a spin on a rotary lock mechanism that keeps the barrel closed a bit longer. That design is meant to smooth out cycling and add reliability. If you're comparing this to other 5.7 pistols like the Ruger or FN, the tempo system is one of the biggest differences on this particular model. The pistol comes standard with a threaded barrel, which is convenient if you want to attach a suppressor or compensator down the road. It's also optics ready, which is nearly a must-have these days. And it's not too expensive either, with its MSRP of $699 and street prices in the $600 range. One slight letdown is the factory sights, which aren't raised, so you might need to upgrade if you plan to run a suppressor or want that co-witness experience with a red dot. Smith & Wesson did use a slimmer grip that feels a bit more like a typical M&P, so you won't be holding something that feels like a brick. Over time, you'll get used to the slightly longer front-to-back dimension that 5.7 requires. Recoil is mild, so you'll be able to stay on target for multiple shots. The trigger is noticeably better than older M&Ps. Smith & Wesson improved on that spongy feel folks used to complain about, and this new flat-faced version feels pleasant. You can fire a wide variety of ammo through it without hiccups, from range-friendly stuff to defensive loads. Remember when Ruger first introduced the original Ruger 57? It helped push the 5.7 cartridge into more gun collections because it was fairly affordable compared to FN's pistol. Recently, Ruger followed up with an optic-ready version, so you can attach a red dot without resorting to custom slide cuts. It's still got that glass-filled nylon frame, weighs roughly 24.5 ounces, and holds 20 rounds in a steel magazine. The undercut trigger guard and a healthy beaver tail let you grip higher up for better recoil management. The biggest change is the slide, which is tapped to accept mounting plates. Whether you're a Holosun or Trijicon fan, or you like other micro-reflex sights, the Ruger 57 setup should support a variety of them. If you'd rather stick with irons, the pistol comes with a green fiber optic up front and an adjustable rear. The action uses Ruger's secure action system, so you get a fairly short pull, around 3.5 pounds, which is pretty light and easy to get used to. That flat shooting nature of 5.7, plus the ergonomic design, means you'll probably shoot this quickly and accurately. Ruger threw in a manual safety that's ambidextrous, and you can flip the mag release if you shoot left-handed. They also included a reversible release. All these features make the Ruger 57 a sweet middle ground if you like the idea of 5.7 speed and low recoil but aren't prepared to shell out FN-level cash. With this optic-ready version, you get the advantage of a more modern sighting system and a pistol that's easy to handle. The only thing I don't like is the price. It's got an MSRP of $899, which makes it $200 more expensive than the Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7. But hey, if you're a Ruger fan, it might be worth checking out. And those are all the 5.7 by 28mm guns from SHOT Show 2025. There's something for every shooter in this year's lineup. Which of these caught your eye? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you won't miss out on more exciting content. Thanks for watching.